When you're dealing with a $2 billion construction project, the city can't be overpaying for work. The question for this month's episode came from one of our residents who sent an email to the main auditor inbox. Pablo asked, "What is going on at Denver International Airport?" Well, Pablo, it certainly is a lot. Den Airport is one of the busiest in the country and even in the world. Because the airport is serving so many people, upkeep and expansion is important.
One of the largest construction projects at the airport is the Great Hall, which lies beneath the Jeppesen Terminal's tented roof. Renovations began in July 2018, but the airport terminated the original construction contract in late 2019 after problems arose with the initial contractor. Airport officials expedited the procurement process to hire Hensel Phelps Construction Company as the new contractor for a re-envisioned three-phase construction project that resumed in early 2020.
In 2023, we audited the Great Hall construction project. We found the airport was not ensuring Hensel Phelps was complying with all contract terms, nor was the airport sufficiently overseeing how Hensel Phelps had procured subcontractors, including work Hensel Phelps subcontracted to itself. We identified some instances where procurements seemed unfair or not competitive. We were also concerned with a lack of documentation involving construction costs.
Airport officials agreed with only 3 of our 10 recommendations. It is standard practice to conduct a follow-up audit after completing an initial audit. In our follow-up report, issued in January 2025, the airport fully implemented just 2 of the 3 recommendations they agreed to.
Several issues remain outstanding. The airport still needed to strengthen its management and oversight of the project to ensure best value for the city. The airport's reputation is damaged if construction companies do not feel the procurement process is fair and competitive, and the city still risks overpaying for projects because the airport was not requiring contractors to submit documentation of actual construction costs.
This is a very large project, and I wonder why the documentation isn't there. The airport is opening themselves up to spending money in places maybe where they didn't need to because the plan wasn't comprehensive enough.
During our January audit committee, airport officials addressed the concerns that were cited in the follow-up report. They did acknowledge challenges about collecting and managing documentation for such a large project like the Great Hall. They said they would have partially agreed with many of the recommendations if that option was available.
Yes, the documentation on these big projects are always a challenge. They always are. We do believe that there are some improvements that we can make. As we go through these findings, we will lay out why we may disagree with one here or there, because some of these we do partially agree.
These conversations are productive for us to learn more about an auditee and their progress, especially if future audits are possible.
The airport expects work on the Great Hall to finish in 2028 at an expected cost of more than $2 billion, which is both past the original deadline and over the initial projected budget. These are public funds at the airport, and with any other project funded by the City and County of Denver, the public has a right to know how their tax dollars are being spent. Construction work will be ongoing for decades at the airport, and we will be right there with them along the way. Well, that's it for this episode. Thanks again to Pablo for submitting a question. We value hearing from our residents about what's important to them. If you have a question, submit it to auditor@denvergov.org, and maybe your question will be the next question we answer on the next episode of Ask the Auditor.